Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today as we look into our new Ready Now program. We will, at the end of the presentation, we'll have time for questions and answers, but if you could hold off on typing in your questions into the Q&A until later in the presentation, we may answer your question that you might have on your mind right now during the webinar. And so at the end, we'll have plenty of time for questions. We've updated this presentation from the first time that we did it because we had a lot of frequently asked questions that we answered. And so we've provided a lot of clarity that was not in the first time. So hopefully we'll have most of your questions answered throughout. We're going to turn off our videos now so you can focus your attention on the slides, and then we'll turn them back on at the end. This is our agenda for today. We'll be having an overview of our Ready Now program. We'll discuss why we're offering the Ready Now program, the program details, rollout timeline, and then, as I mentioned, we'll have time for questions. Ready Now is a program designed exclusively for the Compass Club, members who are ready to move to Westminster Canterbury of the Blue Ridge as soon as their preferred residence is offered. I'll take a few moments to explain why we've decided to add this new program. Because of the increasing number of individuals entering retirement, our Compass Club waiting list has continued to grow at unprecedented rates over the last several years. In fact, a record number of baby boomers turned 65 in 2025 to the tune of 4.18 million, and we expect this trend to continue through 2027. This has become a national challenge for the senior living industry. Here is a chart that shows how this growth has directly impacted WCBR. It details our Compass Club growth year over year for the last 5 years. As of today, we have over twice the number that we did in the 2021-2022 timeframe. Our over 700 households represents over 1,100 members. Due to the length to which the list has grown, the process for marketing available residences in a timely fashion has become very challenging. The increased number of inquiries, tours, and new Compass Club members, coupled with communicating availability with Compass Club members who are not in fact ready to make a move, is significantly increasing the time to match the waitlist member to available residences. It has doubled from last year to this. As a result of this enormous growth, WCBR has developed a strategy to streamline the process for extending offers for available residences to members who are ready now and eagerly awaiting to hear from us. This new program will allow us to meet their needs more efficiently while allowing those who are not yet ready the opportunity to give more thought to determining their specific time frame on their own terms. Our average number of days to match a Compass Club member to an available residence 2 years ago was 27 days, and it has doubled over the last year due to the sheer number of members we are calling who have expressed multiple times that they are just not ready to make a move. So our goal is to increase efficiency, which will benefit WCBR operationally, and at the same time, decrease the waiting time for members who are eagerly awaiting our phone call. John?
Let's talk about the specific details of the Ready Now program. The Ready Now program will create a new priority list offered exclusively to our Compass Club members who are ready to move as soon as their preferred residence becomes available. The Ready Now list places members in an elevated position over the Compass Club list for upcoming residences. Once the Ready Now list is in place, these members will be given priority for upcoming residence opportunities. Our Compass Club members will be notified after all Ready Now members have been contacted. Compass Club members will have the opportunity to join the Ready Now list and retain their current waitlist priority placement for a limited time. We'll go into greater detail about the rollout in just a couple of minutes. Ready Now members will specify their preferences for any residences that they would accept when offered. Members will be notified only about the specific residence floor plans they have identified. This is a change to our initial plan. We received a lot of input about this part of the program and listened to the resounding feedback that members would like to be able to identify specific floor plans. So that is now part of the program design. Members may choose a maximum of 3 exclusions to eliminate offers for residences that they would not accept. For example, you may exclude a particular view that you would not consider. If a double sink bathroom vanity in the primary bathroom is a must-have, you could exclude residences with only a single sink in the primary bathroom. Some of our residences have an open den, while others have a den with a door. If a closed den is very important, you would want to list an open den as one of those exclusions. Please note that the floor plans may vary due to modifications to the original design. Preferred residences and exclusions can be updated 1 time per year. Wendy and I will be happy to discuss this with you in greater detail. Ready Now membership requires a 10% deposit towards the largest residence preference. The deposit will be credited towards the entrance fee of the independent living residence when signing the Life Care Services and Residence Agreement. For example, if the entrance fee for the largest of your preferred residence types is $500,000, the 10% required to join Ready Now would be $50,000. At the time of the 10% deposit for the Ready Now program, the new member will sign a Ready Now deposit agreement. This will place you on the new Ready Now priority list. When a residence becomes available, we will start at the top of the Ready Now list and call those in order of priority who have indicated a preference for that specific residence type. If offered a preferred residence, a Ready Now member may decline an offer once and still remain in the program, maintaining the same priority. In the event that a member declines a preferred residence a second time, membership in the Ready Now program will terminate. Upon termination, WCBR will refund 50% of the membership deposit. Now let's pause here for a moment, because this is an important criteria of the Ready Now program. Please be certain you are truly ready to make this commitment. We want to ensure that we are supporting your desire to move on your terms. If a Ready Now membership is canceled or withdrawn, a member would have the option to return to the Compass Club waiting list at their previous priority placement or to receive a refund of their $1,000 Compass Club deposit. An exception will be made in cases where there has been a change in the health or finances of a member that would preclude them from moving to WCBR. And in the case when a member or spouse is undergoing a significant health crisis, in these cases, a full refund would be granted. For instances other than significant financial or medical changes, Ready Now members may terminate their agreement upon 30 days written notice at any time. The member will receive a full refund less a 4% administrative fee. For an example using the same scenario mentioned a moment ago, where a Ready Now member submitted a 10% deposit based on the entrance fee for their largest preferred residence of $500,000. The Ready Now deposit was $50,000, so the administrative fee would be $2,000 if that member decided to terminate the Ready Now agreement. We know that many Compass Club members are very excited about this new program as applications have already started coming in. So we plan to conduct signups in a thoughtful and organized way. We will be accepting Ready Now applications and preliminary residence preferences throughout the month of December. Your application should be accompanied by a preliminary residence preference sheet. This is a change to our original plan, and we sent out an email communication about this last week. We attached the residence preference sheet to the email. If you have already submitted your application, please also complete the preliminary residence preferences sheet and return it before December 31st. We will be using this information to provide Ready Now applicants with an idea of how many members are ahead of them who are waiting for the same types of residences. Applicants will be given this information prior to signing the Ready Now deposit agreement. All Compass Club members who submit their Ready Now application in the month of December retain their Compass Club priority position. We will notify all applicants of their new position on Ready Now in January. Any applications received after December 31st, 2025, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be added to the Ready Now list in the order they are received. Individual appointments to discuss residence preferences and executing of Ready Now agreements will begin early 2026. When we start executing agreements will depend upon when we received our final approval from the State Commission Corporation. We will keep you all up to date on the status of that. When we presented this information during our first Ready Now program informational webinar and in-person meeting, we received a lot of questions. From them, we were able to identify some frequently asked questions that we will now address, which will hopefully provide some additional clarification. Wendy will read the question and I'll provide the answers.
First question, can I join Ready Now later if I'm not ready to move in right now?
You can join Ready Now when the time is right for you. If joining after December 31st, you will be added to the list in the order received.
Will I still be called for upcoming residences if I don't join Ready Now, but remain on Compass Club?
Yes. Ready Now members will be called first for any available residences. In the event that we exhaust the Ready Now list, we will begin calling Compass Club members in order of Compass Club priority.
Is applying for Ready Now by December 31st the only way to keep my current priority placement? What happens to my placement if I join after December 31st?
The answer is yes. In order to keep your current priority placement, you must apply for the Ready Now program no later than December 31st. If you apply for the Ready Now program after December 31st, you will be added in the order your application was received. Remember, this program is for those who are ready when called for an available residence. You decide when to join on a time frame that works for you.
How will the Ready Now program affect the time frame to move in?
This will depend on a number of Ready Now applicants or agreements that are executed. Once we know how many applications we received, we will be better able to answer that question. Keep in mind that we get back about 24 residences per year to remarket. They come in many shapes and sizes, and we have no way of predicting what we will get back or when. So these factors will also affect one's timeline. We will send out a communication the beginning of January notifying Compass Club members the number of applications that we received. When we call to schedule a time to sign the Ready Now deposit agreement, We will also let individuals know how many applicants are ahead of them for the same types of preferred residences. This may further help you to make a decision as to whether now is the right time for you to join the Ready Now program.
What is the value of staying on Compass Club?
The value of staying on the Compass Club list is that members may still receive offers for apartments and cottages that are not chosen by Ready Now members. Also, you cannot join Early Advantage or Ready Now unless you are a Compass Club member. Compass Club membership provides priority access, detailed information, and access to future WCBR offerings. We will continue to monitor industry trends and make adjustments as appropriate, and you'll be kept informed of any future changes or plans. Additionally, Compass Club members have the benefit of receiving monthly communications with the most up-to-date information and special access to the robust programming offered on our campus. These benefits will help you make a better informed decision about whether WCBR is the right future home for you.
What is the difference between Early Advantage and Ready Now? Is Ready Now something that an Early Advantage member should also consider?
Early Advantage is a new program that we launched last fall. It has a limited number of memberships per year. We will be adding to that number each year for the next 2 years until we reach a maximum of 73 memberships. Right now, we have 37 total members. The purpose of Early Advantage is to provide the assurance for members of priority access to the WCBR care areas if something should change with their health before they're able to move into WCBR. Early Advantage members who are ready to make a move to independent living now should absolutely consider joining Ready Now. Here's a summary of the priority levels going forward. Compass Club, access to Ready Now and Early Advantage. Explore the lifestyle at WCBR. Build relationships, enjoy amenities and programs, and access to independent living opportunities. Early Advantage, benefits of Compass Club, and priority access to WCBR care areas. And finally, Ready Now, benefits of Compass Club and priority access to independent living opportunities. And now we'll open up the meeting for your questions. We're happy to answer general questions about the Ready Now program at this time. But if you have specific questions about your own personal situation, please save those until after the meeting. We will be available afterwards to discuss those with you.
Okay, first question. How many total units are there and how many units on average become available each year? We have 281 independent living residences, 221 are apartments, 60 are cottages, and roughly we get about 24 residences, so apartments and cottages, back each year. Next question. How many Ready Now applications have you received to date?
I think we've just come over 50 so far, and today's the first day of December.
All right. Next question. If my deposit is based on a person entry and my spouse subsequently passes away, will 100% of my deposit be applied to the new lower entrance fee?
I got that.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, so if you start off with a deposit as a couple, that is generally going to be higher than for a single person. We will keep that 10% so that when you do move into independent living, regardless of what that entrance fee is, it will be completely applied towards that new independent living homes charge.
Okay. Next question. Please explain the condition of when a member cancels and is charged a 4% administrative fee. The fee, the entire deposit, if something is to change with an individual or one person in a couple, their financial status, their financial situation, or medical, situation, which would then prevent that person or that couple from moving to Westminster Canterbury. The entire 10% deposit would be refunded. If a Ready Now member decides to cancel their membership in Ready Now, a 4% administrative fee on the 10% deposit would be charged as a condition of canceling. Next question from Keith. If someone on the current wait list would like to preserve their priority by joining Ready Now and putting down a 10% deposit, but do not want to be told about available residences until sometime in the future, what should they do?
Great question, Keith. So, Keith, one, I'm going to suggest that the two of us actually chat over the phone after this to go over your particular situation. There's some strategizing for folks who are not immediately ready to move in. So I've talked to quite a few people who are going to join Ready Now later. Or you can turn in an application and see what number you might be. You might be number one, you might be number 201. At that point, Wendy and I will be making phone calls to people, letting you know where you are and how many folks are in front of you for your particular preferences. And at that point, you can decide to move forward, or you could take a break and join at a later time. But Keith, I'll be happy to reach out to you and we can discuss your situation.
Yeah. And just to add on to that, if you're on the Ready Now list, you are truly ready to accept a preferred residence that you're offered. So if you're not in that category, then this is not the right time for you to join Ready Now. Next question, does the ability to change preference once a year include 2025 after joining Ready Now, when we have a better idea of how many people are actually in the program and what our position on the list is? So the preferences that you submit when you sign your Ready Now agreement in 2025, those will be in place until a year from then. So John and I will be discussing this in greater detail. We do have a webinar that will be coming up on the 15th at 11 o'clock, where we will be discussing just the preference sheet and exclusions and what things to consider when filling that out. So you will be equipped with not only that, but also we'll be providing you with floor plans, all the floor plans that we have. So you'll be fully equipped to make that decision and check those boxes. So your first time that you would be able to update your preference sheet would be in 2027, because we'll be completing the agreements in 2026. Okay. Next question. Does the $1,000 Compass Club fee apply to the Ready Now program?
It does not, Anne. So if your deposit is $50,000, it's going to be completely separate. Your $1,000 was to join the Compass Club, which you'll still be a member of. When you do become an independent living resident, we will give you credit for the 10% deposit that you've made, as well as the $1,000 from Compass Club. So all of that will be going towards your initial entrance fee.
All right, next question from Mary. Is it possible to add a provision in the deposit agreement that in the event the person declines a second offer, that they will be put back on the Compass Club list in an original priority number, or perhaps at the bottom of the Compass Club list, if not in the deposit agreement, under another document?
So Mary, you and I can have a conversation, but what our plan is that if somebody says no a second time, they will be terminating their Ready Now agreement. The 50% deposit will go back, and they will go back onto the Compass Club list exactly where they started from. So if you were your priority number is going to determine where that is, but you're not going to lose any ground. We're not putting people at the bottom of the Compass Club list. You're going back exactly where you were before. And that will be changing over time as people join Ready Now, move in. As you probably have noticed, all of you have talked to Wendy and I, your Compass Club status has changed over time and continually improved. That will be the case here as well.
All right. Mary asks, limited opportunity to retain current wait list priority on your side about ready now details. How long is that limited opportunity specifically? As earlier in our presentation today, John noted that the limited time is the month of December. So this December through the end of December, December 31st, we will be taking applications for Ready Now to retain your current priority placement as of Compass Club. If you decide to apply for Ready Now after December 31st, then you will be added to the Ready Now list in the order received. So the only time that you'll be able to retain your current Compass Club priority placement is by applying this December during this month of December this year. Next question from Virginia. If you are near to the top of the Compass Club list, but not ready now, and you become ready now a year later, do you have priority over someone who was last on the wait list but signed up for ready now before you?
Think I know what the question is. So, regardless of your standing today on Compass Club, if you wait until January 1st to give us an application, you will go, as Wendy said, in order received. And so if we received 100 applications by December 31st, regardless of where you are on Compass Club, and if you give us an application on January 1st, you will go to the bottom of that list. You'll be number 101. So the people that joined it, they could be after you on the Compass Club list. Yes, they will now be in front of you. So that month of December is crucial to get that application in. Then, as we've also said, you will know what number you are on the Ready Now list. You will know approximately how many households are in front of you for what you're also looking for so that you can make a decision. Do you want to continue with the process?
Okay, next question from Keith. If someone on the wait list for a cottage in the future decides to be open to an apartment, does the priority wait list priority of the for the cottage also apply to the apartment, or do they start over at the bottom? Great question, Keith. Thanks for asking it because we can provide further clarification. So the Ready Now list will be one list, and you'll have a priority placement on that Ready Now list. And there will be people on that Ready Now list who are looking for apartments, who are looking for cottages, who are looking for both. And you can definitely change that over time, and it will not change your priority on the waiting list, the Ready Now waiting list, if you change from one to the other. So you will maintain your priority placement on Ready Now, and you can update your preferences one time per calendar year. Mary asked the preference sheet webinar that we're having on the 15th. Will it be recorded and available to those who cannot attend? Absolutely. We'll be recording it and sending it out automatically to all Compass Club members. Thanks for the question. Jane asks, will you provide a summary of this discussion?
We're going to send out a recording of this webinar as well to all, not only those who are attending live, but to every Compass Club member. So that will be your summary.
Yes. David asks, how long does one have to pay the 10% deposit after signing the agreement?
The 10% deposit will be due at the time that you sign the agreement. So Wendy and I will reach out to folks starting in January, again, letting you know what number you are, how many folks approximately are in front of you. We will set up a time for you to come in to continue that process. You'll sign the agreement and make the 10% deposit at that time.
Right. And just to differentiate, I know, John, I've gotten some questions about application versus agreement. So what folks are filling out now is an application. No money accompanies the application, just the preference sheet. Then, and like John said, once we meet with you to sign the actual agreement and sign you up for Ready Now, that's when the 10% deposit will be due. All right, here's a question from Don. Is the priority a Compass Club member has now count when on Ready List for a given type of unit? So just like our Ready List, our waiting list now, it's one list, and people are ranked in order of their priority number, not for a specific residence type. That's the same way it will be for Ready Now. That list, you will be ranked by priority number and not residence type. Although we will be able to give more of a breakdown for folks based on these preliminary preference sheets that we're collecting at application to let people know an idea, give people an idea of how many people are also waiting for what they're waiting for. So it doesn't impact your priority number, but it does give you an idea of how many people are waiting for the same thing as you. Next question from Debbie. How do we know that you received our application before December 31st?
Debbie, I think what Wendy and I typically have been doing up to this point, even though we've gotten a handful so far, is to reach out to you if we don't see you in person and you're handing it to us. We've received some by U.S. Postal Service, some by email, some dropped off at our front desk. I think we typically then respond back to you saying, thank you for dropping this off. We've got it. If anybody has any questions, have we gotten it or not? If you're unsure, reach out to us and we'll just check the ones that we have on file and let you know that we have it.
Okay, we answered that question. Okay. All right. Question from Bill and Christine. Will you provide our current position on the Compass Club list on the 15th? No, we won't be providing your position on the Compass Club list on the 15th. The 15th webinar, that will just be to discuss the preliminary preference sheet and the preference sheet that will accompany the agreement. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about exclusions. What does that mean? And really that discussion, the webinar on the 15th is just for preference sheet and exclusions. If you would like to know your current position on the Compass Club list, please reach out to either myself or John, and we'd be happy to let you know that. Next question. It seems like the rules keep changing. How do we know the rules will not change again?
If you're talking about rules regarding the Ready Now program, as you can see from our first webinar to today, we're listening to the Compass Club members that have brought up some good points for us to consider. So we're making tweaks to it, and we're not necessarily changing the rules, but we're trying to make it easy to understand, easy to complete, and move forward. If you're talking about Westminster Canterbury in general, just like this program, as well as our Early Advantage program, we do change with the times. Our industry is changing, the marketplace is changing, and that's why we're also allowing everybody through the month of December to keep your exact same position on the list and certainly improve upon it.
All right, next question from Laura. Can you execute the Ready Now agreement remotely? Yes, you can. And we can even set up a Zoom meeting to do that with you. We can execute that not only remotely via FedEx, sending you the documentation, having it sent back, and also you can wire funds or send a check with your agreement. So yeah, definitely. We do that even now with independent living residences. Sometimes we need to do that. So happy to do that if you are not close by. Let's see. Next question from Kath. Will we get feedback about folks' exclusions in addition to the type of residence they prefer?
Trying to decipher that one.
So I think I understand it. Kath, we will not be able to be that specific, especially if we have a number of applications we're expecting. As John mentioned, the first day of official submitting applications is today, and we've already received about 50. So we won't be able to provide that type of detail, but we will provide kind of an overarching view of how many people are ahead of you who want this size of a Blue Ridge apartment, let's say, or a Pantops apartment. So we'll be able to provide that. We will not be able to provide those specific details like exclusions or specific floor plans. But thank you for that question. Next question, can the preliminary list be be changed when we sign the agreement?
You have up until the day that you sign the agreement to write down whatever you would like on that preference sheet. Um, and so we can have conversations about it between now and that day. But when you come to the table to do the closing and give us your 10% deposit, you will turn in your form at that time.
Yes, and the preliminary list is a general idea, and the preferences list that will be included with your agreement is comprehensive. This preference sheet, this is one of the changes that we made based on feedback. We learned, we listened that people who are interested in joining Ready Now want to be able to specify particular floor plans. And so we've made that change, and the preference sheet, residence preference sheet that will accompany the agreement will include any and all floor plans that we offer. So tune in to our webinar on the 15th or watch the recording when we send it out. We'll be showing you this and going over it in detail and then sending out the attachments with the recording. So stay tuned and you'll get more information as that happens. Next question from Jerry, and this looks like our last question unless somebody thinks of something real quick and wants to type it in. Jerry says, when do you think the first offers of homes will commence?
So you're going to
Good
love this
question.
answer. It depends. As we mentioned, we already have about 50 applications, but if we get 500, Wendy and I have a lot of work to do to put this together in order to call you with more information, to tell you what number you are and approximately how many households might be in front of you for the same thing. We would like to accomplish this as early in 2026 as we can, but we'll keep people up to date with where we are in the process and let you know where it's going. Our guess is that, I mean, once we have all the agreements signed, that's the date we will hit the go button to start using the Ready Now list. But we're not going to do it after the first agreement is signed or after the 10th or the 100th. We're only going to put it into motion and start it once we have the last agreement signed.
Right. So in the meantime, we'll be utilizing the Compass Club list like we have been doing. And then we will send out a communication to Compass Club members and Ready Now members as to when the official start day will occur. As you can see, we're having two other informational events. One we've talked about quite a bit on this webinar today. On the 15th, we'll be having a webinar, so it's not in person, to discuss the residence preference form and exclusions. We're having our next in-person event on the 11th, next week on the 11th, from 9:30 to 11 a.m. in our rotunda. So if you would like to come to that and you've not already RSVP to that, please do. You can reach out to the marketing office, and here's our number that you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. We appreciate you joining us today. We hope that this was helpful. And thank you all for providing such great questions. It really helps us to communicate better with you. And we hope that we've done that. If we can be of further assistance to you, please give us a call. We're always here for you. And hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.